Hi, it's Crystal here, your nature-inspired relationship coach, and this is part 2 of Jessica and Steve's journey, and I've called it Rerouting the River because it's talking about how I helped a couple make positive changes in their relationship and the kinds of barriers and obstacles they came across along the way. And it's really emphasising the fact that making lasting changes in your relationship can take time, and it needs to take effort and commitment on your part. So there's no quick fix or magic bullet solution, but that I 100% believe that you can make positive changes in your relationship if you decide to, and if both you and your partner are on board and committed to putting in the work and the effort that's required. So in the first video I talked about Jessica and Steve and how they needed to first set a relationship vision which was focusing on positives in terms of what they actually want from the relationship. So rather than focusing on all the things they didn't want, that they were focusing on 3 things that they each wanted to be different in the relationship. So then the focus is changing subtly from focusing on the negatives and everything that's wrong with the relationship to focusing on what they really did want, and actually that would then serve as much more motivation for them to carry forward and actually achieve their relationship vision. All of my case studies that I use in these videos and blogs are basically, they're fictional because I protect client confidentiality at all times, but I'm using Jessica and Steve as a fictional example because I want to illustrate to you how this process can work in a way that might make more sense to you, in terms of if you're thinking of having relationship coaching, then this might be a way of illustrating to you how some of the techniques can work. So this is part 2. If you missed part 1, you can go and check my video blogs on my YouTube channel. So you just look for Crystal Woodbridge Relationship Coach, or you can make sure you come to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com, and you can access them there. But back to part 2 of Jessica and Steve's story. So they came back to the next couples session and they had each written down 3 positive things that they wanted to see change in their relationship. So Jessica went first. She said, I want him to listen more, I want him to speak more gently, and I want him to stop giving me advice I haven't asked for. Once Jessica had finished outlining the 3 things that she wanted to change, it was Steve's turn, and Steve's ones were, I would like our communication to be more honest and open, I would like us to have more intimacy, and I want us to prioritise each other. So what I noticed about this, that whilst Steve had written about areas that they both needed to work on, Jessica had focused on what she wanted Steve to do. And I advised them basically that while it might seem easier to focus on what you want your partner to do, it's actually more difficult when you focus on their behaviour and not yours, because it's not something you can control. You can't control your partner's behaviour or what they do or don't do. But what you can control is your own behaviour. So by focusing instead on what you can do to enhance your relationship and improve things, you can feel more empowered and in control of the changes that you want to see in your relationship. And also you lead your partner by example. If you want your partner to take responsibility for how their actions affect you, you have to demonstrate to them that you're prepared to take responsibility for your part too. So we discussed how Steve's list of positive changes seemed to be more open, in that it suggested that they would both need to be active in those changes rather than listing what he wanted Jessica to do. So the session focused on learning new communication skills, which included the use of body language, facial expressions, eye contact, tone of voice, phrasing, and the ability to take responsibility. Individual responsibility. And they were shown how to de-escalate conflict and how to deliver messages to each other in a constructive way. Steve acknowledged through the session that sometimes the way he delivered his messages to Jessica could come across as patronising and dogmatic. He recognised that this was part of the reason for Jessica not expressing how she felt to him all of those years when she was bottling things up and feeling resentful. Because she just basically felt that he would basically shout her down or not validate her feelings. Jessica, though, acknowledged that by bottling things up over the years, she just assumed that Steve would know she was unhappy. So this is both of them taking responsibility for their part in the problem. And this was a huge turning point in their relationship, because by taking each responsibility for their part in their relationship problems, the trust began to build. So what I asked Jessica and Steve to do was to practice their new communication skills at home for the following week, and what they agreed was that we would discuss their progress with those in the next session. If you want more information on the communication skills that they used, there's a lot there. It's quite broad, so what you can do is you contact me individually. You can actually ask me some more information on what those might be. But what I want you to do is to join me in the next video blog post, which is the final part in Jessica and Steve's story, Rerouting the River, because I want to talk to you then about how they implemented those changes. You can make sure you don't miss out by signing up for my relationship coaching newsletter coming to my website, which is www.crystalwoodbridge.com. That's KRYSTAL woodbridge.com. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel, where my video blogs are automatically uploaded there as well. So the first part, if you haven't seen the first video, it was all about creating a relationship vision. Today's video is all about the importance of taking responsibility for your part in your relationship problems. So join me in part 3, where we'll be going on the final part of Jessica and Steve's story. Or will we? Will it be the final part? You'll have to find out. Take care for now. Bye.